Today, we are talking about establishing structure as a creative. As creatives, we work so hard to leave our day job so we can establish ourselves as the creative we are. But once we take that leap, we often have no structure to motivate ourselves or keep us on track. We usually end up at another day job because even though it makes us feel imprisoned, it offers us structure. That's one of the things I learned working with incarcerated youth. Even though they hated being in prison, they loved being told when to wake up, eat, and sleep. That way, they didn't have to think about anything or be responsible for creating their own structure. I remember having that exact feeling when I quit my day job to pursue my acting 24/7. My first month, I was miserable. I was twiddling my thumbs, not knowing what to do or how to fill my day. So then I had this established actor walk me through the ropes on how to have structure as an artist. Here are the tips he gave me. 1, plan out what you want to accomplish for the coming week during the weekend. That includes meetings, rehearsals, auditions, voice, dance, or acting classes. Number 2, establish a weekly ritual of getting up at a particular hour. Say you get up at 8 a.m., shower, go to the gym, do your morning warm-up exercises, have breakfast, then maybe you go outside of your house to a cafe or a coffee shop and make those necessary phone calls and send out those emails. Get out of the house if that's where you usually work out of. 3, if you don't have any auditions that week, get a couple of play scripts, find monologues or scenes that fit your type or range and memorize them. FYI, you should always have at least 2 or 3 monologues or scenes ready at a moment's notice. Always have a couple of pieces that you can bring to a casting office or an agent's office. Also, shoot your monologue or scene and put it up on YouTube or on your website. And remember to update your material every 3 to 6 months. 4, during the week, make time for your social media maintenance. Today, a lot of casting directors and producers are looking for actors that have a big social media presence and a large fan base. Shift from getting lost and watching viral videos all day to scheduling your daily posts. 5, include meeting times for networking. And if you have a part-time job, make sure your schedule includes your work hours. 6, schedule time with friends, family, and loved ones weekly. That way, your life continues to have a balance. And be adventurous. Even include some of your hobbies. The most important thing that I learned as an actor was that Mondays through Fridays should be treated as work days. From 10 to 5, you are on call, but have things that you are working on while keeping your schedule flexible. Lastly, consider scheduling workshops or classes at the SAG-AFTRA Foundation or the Actors Fund. That way you can keep your skills sharp. They have voiceover labs, computer workshops, and other great programs. Every artist needs a sanctuary where you can rejuvenate, replenish, and restore yourself. When I was growing up, my home, my neighborhood, and most of my surroundings were filled with drama, chaos, and destruction. The only place I ever had a few minutes to enjoy some solitude and peace of mind was at the library, the doctor's office right before the appointment, and bathrooms. Those were the only places I could go and have peace of mind. But when I moved to Hollywood, that all changed. I discovered backyards, gardens, and the beach. I learned how important it is to have a place to decompress, gather your thoughts, and have creative moments. And I also discovered that our bodies need it regularly. If you stress easily, find a place that you can get away to for a half an hour or an hour daily. Whether it's in the morning, the afternoon, or at night, find a place that you can get away to and rejuvenate yourself. You must make it part of your daily routine. Over the years, I found places that I can go to near my house or that I can get to within the hour. And each place is filled with beauty, quiet, calm, and the presence of God. Not to mention, I have a place in my home by my balcony that I can plug into. My question for you today is, where can you create a sanctuary to rejuvenate yourself? What is that place that makes you feel creative, empowered, and inspired? If you don't have that place, you better find it and then start scheduling your daily refueling because you need it. You need it as a creative and as a human being. clean. So go and create your sanctuary, your sacred space today. Today we're talking about what I learned from being part of an actor's support group. I cannot stress how important it is for every actor to have an actor support group to be part of. If you have 6 to 8 actor friends or acquaintances, I strongly suggest you start an actor support group with your peers. When I first arrived in Los Angeles, I was very fortunate to find out about a group called ART. Actors Rapping Together. It was a group of 24 actors who met every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. We gave each other tips about acting and the business. The topics ranged from acting classes, photographers, places to edit your reels, upcoming showcases, auditions, headshots, co-reading classes, and on and on and on. The main rule of the group was that you couldn't come to the meetings more than twice consecutively without having helpful information for someone in the group or the group as a whole. And if you came 3 times consecutively without a tip, you were shown the way out the door. Also, one of the things we did in the group was invite guest speakers. The group booked casting executives, directors, writers, voiceover actors, agents, and managers to come speak with us. Each member was required to book some guests to come and speak to us. Everybody in the group brought something different to the table, which made the information fruitful for everyone involved. We also paid monthly dues to pay for the room rental. It's also important to have rules for the group and implement them regularly. I was fortunate enough to be part of this group for 6 years. I made great friends, got a lot of work, and also got more focused about what I was selling as an actor. So because of my experience in the group, I am pro helping other actors. It is ingrained in me to give tips, encouragement, and support to my fellow actors. Had I not had that when I first started acting, I don't know that I would be so generous today. That group instilled love in me for my fellow actors and the ability to assist when I can. So wherever you are, you too can start your own Actors Rapping Together group. You just need people who are focused, determined, and generous toward one another. Today, oh my goodness, we got some good stuff for you. If you're in need of motivation, inspiration, or just a little fire up under your butt, I got some great YouTube channels for you to check out. Number 1 is Tom Bilyeu's Impact Theory. I fell upon this guy about 2 years ago when I was doing some research, and he has become my number 1 go-to YouTube channel. I love Tom Bilyeu. I mean, you know, disrespect, Lisa, but I love your husband because he's so smart. Tom does the best interviews with people from science, health, and show business. Oh, and he also does some brilliant vlogs himself. I just love him. I find him so inspirational, and I think you will too. Number 2 is Evan Carmichael. He is the king of giving you the best quotes from people in the whole universe. When I need that extra motivation or inspiration, I will listen to maybe 3 to 5 of Evan's videos on quotes by Oprah or Warren Buffett or Jay-Z. Oh my goodness, it lights me on fire and makes me start moving forward with my ball. Oh, Evan! Number 3 is Jim Quick. Jim Quick is the brain man. He is a real X-Man. His superpower is teaching you how to learn from a whole different perspective. He is great at speed reading, memorization, how to eat better, how to treat your brain much better. Jim Quick has helped me so much, and his book is phenomenal. Number 4, badass that she is, Mel Robbins. Oh man, Mel Robbins is a host. She is a motivational speaker, and she has this brilliant book called The 5-Second Rule. Mel Robbins is kick ass to the 10th power. Number 5 is my girl, Marie Forleo. Marie is an author, a speaker, a former choreographer. Not to mention, she is the creator and CEO of B-School. If you want to start a business, B-School is a great program to take to help you out with that. I've taken it. I love it. And I love Marie. She also has the Marie TV YouTube channel, which is the best. She gives so much value on her channel, from interviews to advice to how-to videos. Number 6, Stephen Furtick. If you need some spiritual uplifting and spiritual food, Stephen Furtick is the one to go to. That's my man. That's my man. I listen to Stephen every week, if not every day, get my spiritual food. Stephen is one of the young, hot pastors who has this enormous global church, and who not only is a pastor, but he's also an artist. He is a singer-songwriter and best-selling New York Times author. Love Stephen Furtick, and I love his church, Elevation. You should check out his YouTube channel. Number 7, Lewis Howes. Lewis Howes. Lewis Howes. Lewis Howes is a former professional football player turned internet sensation. Lewis has a program called School of Greatness, which is also a best-selling New York Times book. He is awesome. Not only that, but Lewis is one dynamic salsa dancer. So check Lewis out. Number 8, SAG-AFTRA Foundation YouTube channel. If you are an actor and you are not subscribed to this channel, shame on you. Let me tell you, SAG-AFTRA Foundation has the best information for actors, from panel discussions, casting directors talking about what you should be doing as an actor, to audition tips. I mean, it has all kinds of information. I don't even know what to tell you if you are not subscribed, except go and subscribe right away and start watching those videos. They are priceless. Number 9, Seth Godin, the guru of gurus. Seth Godin is a former book publisher, best-selling author across the globe. He has the wisdom of Yoda. This man is phenomenal. He talks about branding and how to make your business better. If you are in need of business advice, marketing advice, branding advice, run, do not walk, and find Seth Godin on YouTube. He has been interviewed on everybody's channel, from Tom Bilyeu to Lewis Howes to, everybody. So go find Seth Godin now. Number 10, Tim Story. Tim Story. Well, what can I say about Tim Story? Tim is my mentor, my pastor, and even my lifesaver. Yes, my lifesaver. 25 years ago, Tim saved my life. I was going through a really bad crisis, and Tim helped me. I started going to his Hollywood Bible study groups. Oh my God, that was life-changing for me. It was like getting fresh oxygen every day. Tim showed me how to walk as an artist and a Christian together and not make any apologies about it. I will forever be indebted and grateful to Tim. 11, Oprah. Okay, Oprah needs no introduction. And if you don't know who Oprah is, I am so scared of you. Scared. Check out Oprah. And as a bonus, even though this is not a YouTube channel, it is a online site that I recommend highly, and that is Creative Live. Chase Jarvis's Creative Live. That's creativelive.com. Why am I so excited about creativelive.com? Well, as an artist, it feeds me creatively. I have learned so many wonderful things from photography, Photoshop, the Adobe Suite, solopreneurship for artists. I've learned about how to better my business as an artist. I can't tell you how fabulous Creative Live is, you got to go and check it out yourself. That's creativelive.com. And you can watch classes for free the day that they run, or you can buy yourself a year access pass to have access to those classes anytime you want. I not only have bought classes, but I also have a yearly pass because I am a true believer in what Creative Live is doing, and I think you will be too. If you're not full of your purpose, your talent, and your confidence, you won't be able to flow in your best self, and it will have horrible repercussions. It may cause you to pick a fight with somebody, verbally beat yourself up, undermine your gifts, to unfairly judge your performance, or harm yourself with substances or even a weapon because you're so angry or disappointed that you didn't deliver the goods. So here are a few tips that you can practice to bring yourself on stage full and full of fire. Woohoo! Yeah, baby! As artists, we operate on our feelings 199% of the time. So we must protect our feelings in situations where we are presenting our art. When we leak out, it's because we don't feel good about ourselves. So for whatever reason, we go into a pity party mode where we feel like, I'm not good enough, I don't matter, nobody likes me, I can't do it, I'm a counterfeit, I'm a failure, everyone's taking my jobs. Those thoughts cause you to leak out. You must protect your thoughts. As soon as negativity starts speaking in your head, I want you to go to the door, open it, and kick it out. And slam that door behind it. And then get back to yourself, which is fabulous. Remind yourself, you are anointed and appointed in your art. Have a gratitude moment. Thank the Creator for the creativity that is flowing through you. Start planning out your audition, performance, or interview a few days before so you feel confident. Go over the material many times so you are comfortable with your dialogue, routine, or your songs. Find a quiet place to sit and then visualize yourself hitting it out of the park, knocking it out, kicking ass, because you are that good. Get your body in a physical state where you feel alive, like Rocky, after he ran up the stairs and he was just pumped. Woo! Victory! Remember, you're equipped. You have what it takes. You just have to stay out of dark alleys so you don't get mentally beaten up. I had dinner recently with a friend of mine who is probably one of the most talented people I know. Throughout the conversation, she kept giving me reasons why she isn't ready and can't submit herself for roles. She doesn't feel she has what it takes, so she doesn't push herself past her comfort zone. Our dinner disturbed me so much that I decided to do a vlog about it because you should never, ever let anybody sell you short. Your job is to go for broke. Let them tell you you don't have what it takes. And even then, you dispute that claim. Let me tell you something. I have never let anybody keep me from going for what I want. Because even if I get turned down, I know I gave it my all. And many times, my agent told me they did not want to see me because they did not think that I was right for that role. But when I felt I should have a shot at the role, I took my, let's call it, enthusiasm and went to the producer asking for an audition. Sometimes they got me in trouble, but sometimes it paid off and I got the role. But no matter what, I never left with that, well, what if feeling. No. There was never any regret. I'm not telling you to be an asshole about it, but I am telling you to submit not only to the casting director, but to the writer, director, producer, whoever will listen. Give them your headshot. Somebody's going to call you in to audition, and then it's your job to deliver the goods. But please don't let your feelings of negativity keep you from going for that job. Who knows? You might not only surprise yourself, but knock it out the park and book it. Either way, you're stepping up to the plate and it will make you stronger and give you some more confidence. Remember, you can't win if you don't play. As a single parent and as a working actor, I had to find a balance. I had to be able to be mommy to my kid, take care of her, have her go to school, and then take care of myself. So what I would do was, in order to keep my creativity flowing, I would have actor friends, artist friends come to dinner maybe once every 2 weeks, and we would just talk about process. We would talk about work. And I find that always stimulates me and gets me excited. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. And so I find the balance as a single working mom, looking at what kind of work do I want to do, and remembering that at 3 o'clock I got to pick my child up and take her to soccer practice, or I got to pick her up and take her to softball. So I am managing my time very well. I make sure that when my daughter's in school, I'm utilizing that time to work on my creative stuff, to go on auditions. So if I have an agent, I'm calling the agent and saying I'm available between 10 and 2 to go to auditions. Because at 3 o'clock, I got to pick up my child and I got to get her fed. I got to get her ready, help her with her homework, get her ready for the next day. So you just find ways to manage your time better. And I find that instead of it being a limitation, it actually frees you up to do more, because you know this is the time of day I can get this done. I can be creative. I can go to the movies between 10 and 2. I can watch some stuff on Netflix or Hulu. I can meet with my scene partner between 10 and 2, or in the evening. Once I've settled my child in, then I can have rehearsals with scene partners. I can find a babysitter to take care of my kids so I can go to my class. And as a single parent, one of the things that was very important for me to keep me sane was to have my acting classes. So I had an acting class every week to go to. So that made me keep myself sharp and alert as an actor. And depending on what time of year it was, if I wasn't taking an acting class, I was taking a co-reading class, because I wanted to always be ready to go out for an audition. Do you know the difference between critiques and criticisms? Well, as an actor or artist, it is important for you to know the difference. So let's talk about what is a critique. So let's break it down. The definition of critique is a detailed analysis and assessment of something, especially a creative, literary, philosophical, or political theory. For an actor, a critique is important to help you grow and develop as an artist. Now, let's break down the definition of criticism. Criticism is the disapproval or hatred of someone that means you harm. It can also show up as condemnation, disparagement, fault finding, carping, chastisement, castigation, berating, scolding, slurring, smears, nitpicking, bad notices, bad press, slamming, panning, knocking, or downright abuse. It's important for an actor to know the difference. If someone is giving you a critique, or if they are just slaughtering you with a criticism. You, my friend, need to know the difference. A critique builds you up, while a criticism tears you down. Know it. Don't let anybody criticize you. First of all, no matter who you are or what you do, you talk to yourself. Oh, yes, you do. The important thing is not that you talk to yourself, but what you say to yourself. And for many of us, that talk is negative, toxic, and dangerous. So how do I change my negative self-talk? Well, as soon as those words come out of my mouth to beat me up, I send them back to the pit of hell from where they came from. And immediately I say something opposite to myself. For example, if I go to an audition and after I come out, the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, I can't get arrested, I say, that's a lie. I don't want to get arrested. I book work regularly. People are always giving me great roles. And I also remind myself of all the things I'm capable of doing and doing well. I make up mantras for myself that I can say throughout the day. Like, I am the best at what I do and people are excited to hire me. I always deliver the goods on the first take. People are always blown away with my performances. My bank account overflows from the highly paid jobs I get. And finally, I keep a pocket-sized notebook and I write down all the blessings that come my way and what I'm grateful for. So in those moments when the stinking thinking and talk blurt out of my mouth, I counteract it with a more empowering conversation about and with myself. Positive self-talk takes practice. So don't be too hard on yourself. Practice talking well about yourself to yourself every chance you get. Because if you attack it aggressively, it's going to get better. Today, I'm going to give you some insight on a wonderful time management tool that I found out about maybe 2 years ago. And I love this tool. Thanks to my friend Ruthie Otero who turned me on to it. I found out there is this tool called the Pomodoro Technique. Well, it was invented in the 80s by this little Italian guy who was sitting on his mother's kitchen, well, not on her kitchen, but at her kitchen, and there was this little tomato timer, and he said, Mama, for 25 minutes, I'm going to put this timer on, and I'm just going to work on this one task. Well, the timer went off, and he says, Mama, I am going to take a 5-minute break. I'm going to set the tomato timer, and I'm going to work on nothing but just relax. So for 5 minutes, he took a break. And then he said, Mama, this is working so well. I am going to do it again. So for 25 minutes, he worked on another task and then took another 5-minute break and then set that timer again for 25 minutes and kept it going and found that this was a marvelous method to get his stuff done in a timely manner. Well, a couple of years ago, my friend Ruthie Otero turned me on to this method, and we started holding each other accountable doing this method on FaceTime. Every 25 minutes, we would set the timer and tell each other first what we were going to do in those 25 minutes. And then when the timer went off at the end of the 25 minutes, we would share what we got done in those 25 minutes. And then for 5 minutes, we would take a break, either go to the bathroom, get something to eat, have something to drink, relax, breathe, not do anything until the 5-minute timer went off, and then started the timer again for 25 minutes. Now, we don't have a tomato timer, but we do have a timer that we can use. And I have found the Pomodoro Technique is brilliant and great for artists, especially actors. It is so wonderful to use this method to learn lines, to rehearse, to work on your resume or read anything that you need to do in 25-minute increments. That way you don't feel overwhelmed, you don't feel like you're chained down, and you will be surprised what you can accomplish by doing this technique. If you are having a time management problem, please do the Pomodoro Technique. It will help you. Start with an hour, where you do it 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, do it 25 minutes, take another 5-minute break. And if you really have a difficult time, this would be great for you to bring in an accountability partner. Find somebody else who also needs that, and you guys schedule your time of when you're going to do it. Could be for an hour, it could be for 2 hours, but really commit to it and take those breaks. Something that me and my friend Ruthie do is we will dance for our 5-minute break. We will drink our water and we will start dancing for those 5 minutes just to loosen up, because if you're sitting at your desk the whole time, you're not getting any exercise. So you can get your little music on, get your groove on, and then get back to work. As artists, we're always rushing to the ready line before we're really ready. And sometimes it can hurt you and set you back. So if you say you're ready, you better make sure you are, because otherwise you may have to wait for a long time until your next opportunity. There's something called the Oprah effect that started when Oprah Winfrey would feature my favorite things on her show. That show would come up about a month before Christmas, and she would parade all these great products, and she would give everyone in the audience one of each product. If you happen to be one of those companies that got to show your products during her show, you literally had the opportunity to become an overnight success. But somewhere down the line, someone found out that if you were a company that got chosen by Oprah, but you weren't ready to handle the onslaught of orders, your business could be ruined. Because of it, Oprah's staff started to vet all these companies to make sure that they could handle all the success that was coming their way. And that is a big lesson that actors can learn from too. Make sure you're ready for your success. Don't jump to get into a room or be on a show when you don't have the discipline, stamina, or courage to do what is needed of you every day. One of the biggest mistakes that actors make is to spend too much time trying to get representation or to meet a producer. Instead, you should be spending that time honing your craft and finding out what it takes to be on a series where you may be working 14 hours a day, 5 days a week. You need to fully understand that if that series becomes successful, that could be your life for the next 7 years. So make sure that you're prepared for success as an actor, that you are fully ready to take on everything that is included in the workload. Because if not, and you get the opportunity too fast, like many artists before you, it could kill you. Here are 7 telltale signs to know you're ready. 1, you're prepared with your work. 2, you love what you do. 3, you have the stamina to sustain your energy. 4, you do not complain when things seem hard. 5, you give it your all no matter what. 6, you are generous and supportive of your fellow artists during tough times. 7, no matter how rough the day was, you look forward to doing it again the next day. If you can't answer yes to all of the above, you're not ready yet and you still have some work to do. The act of breathing might sound silly when you're fearful or panicked, but it is the most powerful thing you can do other than pray. I breathe in slowly for 4 counts. I let it in, and then I let it out for 4 counts. Practice doing that for about 10 minutes until you can get back to your center. Breathing is the most important act for you to live. Proper breathing clears the mind, the emotions, and allows creativity to flow. You can't do any of that when you're panicked and just freaking out. You got to learn how to just breathe. As artists, we like to be dramatic and have meltdowns and freak out episodes. I know, because that was me. And usually when I did it, it was based on what could happen, not necessarily what was happening. Keep in mind, if you're living a real life, real issues will show up and try to knock you out of center. When that happens, the key is to breathe. Because when we are under stress, attack, or worry, our breathing becomes shallow because we breathe from our throat instead of from deep down in our pelvis area. When something overwhelming comes at your door, don't react. Take a step back, take a breath, and continue breathing deeply. Breathe until you've calmed yourself down. And then, as you continue to breathe deeply, ask yourself questions so you can get past it, such as, how can I get out of this situation in a positive way? What information do I need to help me get through this? What people, organizations, associations, or resources do I need to help me? Remind yourself to be present in the moment. Don't project something that hasn't happened yet into the future. The next time you feel stressed, freaked out, or out of control, stop. Slowly breathe in deep, breathe out deep, breathe in deep, breathe out deep. And keep repeating it until you feel normal again. While breathing deep won't stop crazy things from happening to you, deep breathing will stop you from going crazy.